Welcome back. If you watched part 1, you know things have gotten complicated. The Davis family, the same family we've been supporting, the same family we've been donating to, the same family we've been defending, is now at the center of some serious allegations. Polo has laid it all out. The lies about footage that never existed. The lies about money that was never verified. The hush money paid to keep scandals quiet. The private messages telling people not to follow him. But in part 2, we go deeper. We talk about the boots that never hit the ground, the protests, the witness testimony that was never corrected, and the question that nobody wants to ask. Did the Davis family really want justice, or did they just want the spotlight? Before we go on, this is True Crime Unraveled, and we are not done unraveling. To everyone watching, commenting, sharing, keep it coming. And to our super thanks gifters, you are the engine that keeps this channel moving. We appreciate you more than words can say. Now let's get into it. Polo dropped a truth that stings. Let's be honest, nobody has entered Gainesville, Alachua County since January. Nobody. January. We are in March. 2 months. 2 months of screaming justice on social media. 2 months of going live. 2 months of collecting donations. But not one trip to Gainesville. Not one. Polo says he told them over and over, y'all need to get up here. Handle business. Put these boots on the ground. You have a righteous cause. If you want answers, you gotta go get them. But they didn't. They criticized the other side of the family for not telling them things. They made the world believe they were being neglected and left out. But when they had the opportunity to show up, to put boots on the ground, they were nowhere to be found. You can't go and criticize one side for not doing something, just for you to turn around and not do nothing. That's not a movement. That's a performance. Polo and his team did the work. They went to Papa John's. They went to the hotel. They talked to people. They knocked on doors. I called you and told you. Me and my black went to Papa John's too. We pulled up to all the spots. He told the Davis family about it. He gave them the information. He expected them to follow up, to go themselves, to put their own boots on the ground. When I told y'all didn't get on the road and beat the road down. They ain't gonna give you no answers on the phone. Y'all told me you was, I ain't never see you. Never came, never pulled up. So who was really doing the work? Who was really fighting for answers? It wasn't the family screaming the loudest. It was the people in Gainesville. It was Polo. It was strangers who never knew Tyrone but refused to let his story die. Remember John Doe? The first person on the scene? The man who blocked traffic with his own car? The man who gave his statement to Polo? The Davis family claimed they talked to him. They said they were in communication. But if that's true, why didn't they correct the record? The nurse and her husband, the ones who came forward earlier, gave a statement that was full of inaccuracies. They said the body was moved. They said things that didn't line up with John Doe's testimony. But John Doe was there first. John Doe saw everything. John Doe's timeline is the accurate one. If you talk to John Doe, why did y'all not go back and correct the error when you knew that the nurse and doctor gave false information? You knew they were lying. Why did you not correct their narrative that were put out there? The family knew the truth. They had the real witness. And they let the world believe a false narrative. Why? Because correcting it would mean admitting they were wrong. Because correcting it would mean less attention on Lulu and more attention on the facts. Because correcting it would require work. We may never know. But the silence speaks volumes. Now they've announced a protest for March 28th in Gainesville at 10 a.m. But Polo points out something that should have been obvious. March 28th is a Saturday. City Hall is closed on Saturday. The police department is closed on Saturday. The most important people are not working on the weekend. So why Saturday? Why a day when no one in power will be there to hear them? If you want to be heard, you show up on a weekday. You disrupt business as usual. You force them to pay attention. But a Saturday protest? That's convenient for the protesters, not effective for the cause. That's some shit that should be done on a weekday, not a weekend. So again, we have to ask, is this about justice? Or is this about optics? Polo says he defended the Davis family name countless times. When people came for them, he was there. His supporters were there. But when it came time for them to defend him, can you tell me one time Out of this whole scenario that y'all ever defended my name one time, not one time, but we can name 1,000,000 times that Polo defended the Davis name. Not once, not a single post, not a single live, not a single comment pushing back against the people who called him names, who accused him of harassing Rena, who said he was doing it for clout. They let him take the hits. They let him be the shield. And when he needed them to stand with him, silence. I didn't go down there because I just decided to go down there. Y'all asked me to go. And not one time did you defend my name when people were like, you down there harassing this lady. But I accepted that. I wore that. I ate that. No problem. That's loyalty. That's sacrifice. That's what a real ally does. But where was the loyalty in return?
Y'all ain't never do the footwork. Y'all ain't never do the boots on the ground. Y'all ain't do none of that. But y'all want justice for Dro. In order to get justice, you must sacrifice something. Y'all wasn't even willing to sacrifice a day of work. Y'all wasn't even willing to clock out. Y'all wasn't even willing to lead a block for 24 hours just to go up there and start some justice. Y'all criticize the other side of the family by not telling y'all. But that day came back around when y'all had an opportunity to show up. Do you know that I was in Tampa, Florida at the casino? Do you know in my private chambers, I left Tampa, drove my ass from Tampa all the way to Gainesville just to make that meeting. Just to make that meeting. Everybody who know him, if you ain't in my private chamber, just check the comments, and they'll tell you it's fights. But guess who was there at that meeting? Nobody but me. I was the only person at that meeting. The only person. Do you think anybody contribute any gas, anything? I didn't ask for it. It's a common courtesy because guess what? You supposed to be standing on business. You're receiving donations. So if you ain't using it to take care of what you're supposed to, then you supposed to make so the people who got their boots on the ground got gas, got hotels, got food. Because guess what? They doing what you supposed to do because that's why you're receiving the money. That's why people looking out. That's why. That's why. There's no way around that. Because you can't go live and criticize one side for not doing something just for you to turn around and not do nothing. Regardless of who made her go up there, regardless of who told her to go up there, they went. You had an opportunity to do the same thing, but you didn't. Transparency. Transparency is always the key. When I sit back, I analyze everything. I pay attention to everything. This is not about likes. This is not about view. This is about truth. This is about transparency. So here we go with the subscribers thing. Fast forward time. You see people in the subscribers. You see people. Here I am. Every time I go live, I tell people, hey, man, the baby mama here. The baby mama here in the chambers or whatsoever, man, put the cash up. Y'all donate whatever y'all gonna do, contribute. She made a couple $1,000s off my donations that I had people donate. Well, do you know that? She was the same person telling people not to follow me, not to listen to me. One of her partners she told that to sent me screenshots of him conversating with her. Telling her, damn, you told me not to listen to him, but you all in his live posting your cash out. But they ain't gonna talk about that. That's a fight. Everything I was doing, it was out of genuine love. Out of genuine love. When they try to tell me, hey, post your cash out for the people could donate, you know what I told them? I say, no, don't worry about it. I'm good. My supporters gonna always support me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make so the kids straight. And y'all got what y'all need, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? That's what it is. This is fights. For everybody who say Polo was doing it for likes, views, and for money, I declined it. Put the baby mama stuff up there. Let's get the baby mama shit. Let's get the baby mama shit. So, this is not a opinion. This is not a thought. This is not me saying it. I felt some type of way, and guess what I did? I called Tyrone, and I talked to Natalie, and I addressed this same shit to Natalie. I addressed the same shit to Natalie. Here I am telling Natalie. I say, Natalie, man, know what I mean? The people saying, and this I received information or from one of her partners saying that she telling people not to follow me, I address it. I tell Nelly about this whole thing. If I'm lying, Nelly inside the chat, if she woman enough, she should tell you I called her and told her about it. Or whatsoever. Nelly's response was, it depends on when it was said. I ain't gonna say she said it, I ain't gonna say she didn't say it. That was her exact words. Her exact words. But I didn't need Nelly to confirm that because it's coming from her account. It's coming from her page. I don't need Natty confirm it, but if we're on the same team, I feel like I can tell you and address it to you. And hopefully you address it to her. And then you can correct the error or do what's right. But not one time did you correct that. Not one time did the baby mama come around and say, man, you know what? That's wrong or whatsoever, man. You know, I was just at this time. Not one time. Not one time. Not one time. And I had the evidence. I had the receipts. Sure enough did. I addressed the family first. I didn't come to Facebook. Facebook, on social media, my platform, y'all just hearing about this. They been knew about it. So here it go again. It's still going on. Damn, but all I done did, all the love I done showed, it was genuine. Here goes some more messages of the same shit. Same shit. I'm like, damn, can't win for lose. But you know, it's not about them. It's a bigger purpose. But then as time go on, you like, damn, man, you can't be trying to get justice with a team who really ain't on the same accord. You can't get justice with a team and people really not in your best interest. You can't get justice with a team if people behind your back ain't playing fair. It ain't gonna work like that, because everything you try to do, somebody gonna push back. Everything you gonna try to do, people ain't gonna stand on business by. That's facts. When we go on his, guess what? Gainesville, haven't seen that side of the family since January. I have vocally told them they gotta get in the car and come up there. Tyrone was on the phone when we were talking to the lady. He was talking to her, he was on the phone listening and corresponding. He said, man, I want to get up there. I want to get up right now, and I want to go up there. I say, we need, come on, you need to get up here and get on the road. Y'all need to get on the road and do the same thing y'all did when y'all met up there the first time. Y'all need to beat the road down. I told him this. I kept pushing and telling, bro, you on a time frame, beat the road down. Because y'all made it seem like to the world that y'all being cheated and neglected out of justice. Y'all gotta beat the road down. You gotta put the boots on the ground. You gotta get up there because you gotta show the people something different. You can't scream on the internet saying that you're not receiving this or you're not getting this and you feel like you're being neglected or the side of the family is being brushed away. You can't do that if you ain't standing on business. I'm just talking to myself. I'm just talking to myself. People say they acknowledge and say thank you. Oh, but what have you did to put Aisha behind that thank you? Because everything I'm telling you is right. I'm not telling you nothing wrong. I'm not telling you nothing wrong. Everything I'm telling you is fights what you need to do. I told you I went inside the hotel and talked to them people. I called you and told you. I did, hell, me and my black went to Papa John too. We pulled up to all them spots. We did. When I told y'all need to get on the road and beat the road down. You can't just do it on the phone. They ain't gonna give you no answers. Y'all told me you was. I ain't never see you. Never came, never pulled up. Y'all supposed to made sure, hey, listen, get up here, talk to these people, just like you did when you talked to that nurse and doctor, even though the nurse and doctor were full of shit. They was lying. And then when y'all made it seem like when y'all talked to John Doe, y'all say you talked to John Doe. If you talk to John Doe, why did y'all not go back and correct the error when you knew that the nurse and doctor was lying? You knew they were lying. They left that at 5:02. The call for John Doe was at 5:44. No, 5:45. It took 4 minutes on the phone. The EMT got there in 4 to 5 minutes. If you knew this, why at no time did you not correct the lies that were put out there? Or the storyline that you originally put out there. Why you didn't correct that? Why was it not known that the EMT took 4 or 5 minutes, came from the opposite direction from ACA and came up there? Why did you allow them to say that? They moved him from one side to the other when really, the only thing they did was turn him on the side. Why did you allow them to say everything was thrown everywhere when John Doe put everything in one spot? Things that you say you knew, you didn't correct. You didn't correct. I wasn't just talking. I brought you the receipts. Everything I'm saying is facts. It comes out the horse's mouth. Everything. Everything. If I'm sit around mislead, and then not only that, I'm like, damn, I told Natalie, I'm like, damn, I thought we were straight. But I do remember when you was on Jamal Live and he was criticizing and talking about me, you were laughing in the comments. I remember. That's facts. That's not a lie. I would never lie on you. I would never lie on you. That's the thing about it is, I would never lie on you. If I'm rocking with you, I would never lie on you. But the second you make me feel like you playing in my face when I'm rocking for you, I'm going hard for you, standing in the paint for you, doing things that evidently y'all ain't had the nuts or balls to do. No matter how much talk you do on Facebook, no matter how much you sound off on Facebook, it means nothing because no icing was applied.
Let's go back to the money, because this is important. The Davis family raised funds. People donated. Polo's followers donated. Strangers donated. They gave because they believed in the cause. They gave because they wanted justice for Dro. But Polo says there has been zero transparency. How much was made? How much was donated? What was the goal? They didn't tell people any of that. He says the family told him they didn't owe anyone an explanation. They didn't have to tell people where the money went. You're wrong. You gotta be fully transparent because you have already lied before. And you didn't correct that. So you damn right people want transparency. When you've lied about footage, when you've lied about money, when you've lied about witness statements, you don't get to say trust us anymore. You have to show receipts. And they haven't. Polo ended with a question that cuts to the heart of this whole mess. What did y'all sacrifice? Nothing. He drove hours. He spent his own money. He put his reputation on the line. He faced backlash, threats, accusations. He did it all without asking for a dime. Everything I have did for you. I have not asked you for not one red cent, not one penny. But did they ever offer him a hot meal? A cup of water? A thank you that wasn't performative? Do you think in your heart, common courtesy? Did you think for one, at any time, did you offer me a hot meal? A soda? A water? A burger? A cut water? No, you didn't. At all. Meanwhile, they collected thousands from his followers. They posted cash apps on his platform. They benefited from his reach. And they told people not to follow him. So where does this leave us? This is not about taking sides. This is about looking at the facts and asking hard questions. The Davis family wanted the world to hate Lulu. They wanted the world to hate Rena. They wanted the world to see them as the victims, the fighters, the ones seeking justice. But what did they actually do? They lied about footage. They lied about money. They paid hush money to cover up personal scandals. They told people not to follow the man who was doing the real work. They collected donations with zero transparency. They planned protests on days when no one in power would be there. They never put boots on the ground. And through all of this, the person who might have been justified in isolating herself, Rena Demps, looks less like the villain and more like someone who saw the mess coming and chose to stay out of it. We don't know who to trust anymore. We don't know what's real and what's performance. All we know is that Tyrone Davis Jr. is still dead. His children are still growing up without a father. And the people who screamed the loudest for justice did the least to achieve it. The real tragedy isn't just that Dro died. It's that his death became a stage for people to perform on. And the truth? The truth is buried under so many lies. We may never find it. Here's what I need from you. Keep watching. Keep commenting. Keep asking questions. Don't let this story die. If you donated to the cause, you have a right to know where your money went. Demand transparency. Demand receipts. Demand accountability. And to the Davis family, if these allegations are false, come forward. Go live. Address them. Show the receipts. Prove Polo wrong. Because right now, the silence is deafening. This is True Crime Unraveled. On YouTube, we're at True Crime Unraveled. On Facebook and TikTok, it's True Crime Unraveled TV. Follow us, subscribe, hit the bell, and keep this conversation alive. Drop your theories in the comments. We read every single one. And to our super thanks gifters, you are the reason we can keep digging. Thank you. Justice for Dro.
Therefore, when they set up the thing about the PI and start receiving donations and start receiving money, in the beginning you say you didn't need the money. Cool. Okay, we know PIs are expensive. I also told y'all that a PI is wrong. It's too late in the game, so you don't need a PI. You need a lawyer because the time has already elapsed for a PI. Gainesville don't have cameras in that area that record. I told that because I was down there. We had checked out the cameras. We had already talked to the people who over the cameras, and they had already said in the dress that them cameras don't record, they overlap. So you only have a certain amount of time to review them cameras. And that time had already elapsed. It had already elapsed. It had elapsed already. So a PI couldn't give you no more information than you already knew. And the most valuable piece of the information that y'all were looking for, y'all could never find out because the only people know that is the people that are directly involved. And they not saying nothing. Not then, not now, and probably never. So a PI served no purpose. To pull motions, to get anything subpoena, a lawyer could do that. A lawyer could do that. Remember this. A lawyer, a good lawyer, automatically got good PIs. When I hire Morgan & Morgan, I don't need a PI. They got 1,000 of them motherfuckers, and all of them are sharpshooters. So when people went home and say that, oh, the nurse there, remember, the nurse and doctor say that the black car rolled off. Remember? Y'all posted on y'all page. Remember that John Doe said he was driving the black car? Remember the white dude was just talking. He did more talking than the girl did. He did more talking like she wouldn't give her no room to say anything. But, Nally, you say you talked to John Doe. If you talked to John Doe, then why you didn't correct that? Why you didn't correct all the lies that the couple was telling? Not one time did you correct that. Not one time did you address that. When you seeking justice and trust justice, and you ask the community to be a part of the movement, you must get transparency. There's no such thing as I don't want to tell nobody. I ain't got to tell you. Yes, you do. You got to tell the people who got boots on the ground. The people that actively put boots on the ground because y'all boots never hit the ground. So the people who got boots on the ground, you got to be actively transparent with them. You must fill them in all the way around. 100% transparent with everybody who have boots on the ground. Because guess what? Y'all boots never hit the ground. Not one time. Never hit the ground. When you ask people to help, or ask people to get y'all answers, understand that you got to be prepared what come with it. You got to be prepared what come with it. And if you can't accept criticism or accept the truth for what it is, then it's the wrong field. This the wrong game. I told y'all where y'all went wrong at. Regardless of what other people said, I only told you, I showed you, explained to you, broke it down to you that the law worked by procedures. So you must follow procedures. You must follow a procedure. Know what I mean? But nobody wanted to listen. Nobody wanted to pay attention. It always been justice for Dro. There always been a movement. Even when the dirt was gave to me on Rena, guess what? I never posted it. I never posted it. When y'all sent the eviction notices and all the paperwork and all that stuff on Rena, guess what? Polo never posted that because that's going left field. That's going left field. You know what I mean? When y'all wanted me to retaliate on the other side, guess what I didn't do? I didn't do nothing. I allowed them to go at me. But guess what I didn't? I didn't post nothing about her background, her past, her history, no matter how much somebody sent. But we ain't going to talk about that. Let's keep it G. Let's keep it P. I never posted anything about any of her past or her record or any of her family record. Not one time. Even though it was provided to me. That's left field. It's justice for Dro. That's what we supposed to do. Can't tell me I'm lying because I have the receipts. I have all the receipts, every receipt. I don't go left field. If I'm on a mission, on a purpose, then that's what it is. But also I had to learn that sometimes when you're on a mission, in a purpose, the good, bad, the ugly get exposed. You never know which one get exposed, but the good, the bad, the ugly is bound to happen. Because that's the same thing that Dro was talking about in his morning motivation. He was already warning people of what he had to deal with. So in order for me to make it to this far, I had to experience the same thing that he was already dealing with. It was already warnings. I had been paid attention because I listened to damn near all his morning motivations. Because that was the motivation. That what made me figure out certain things. That what made me pay attention. Into the word that was coming out the man's mouth. So here we is. Here we is. And they tell me, oh, Polo mad about the PI and all that. No, Polo's not mad. Polo just want people to keep it real and be transparent. That's it. When it came to people money, them people are entitled to know who the PI is. If you don't want to tell people who the PI is, and you want to keep that private, then provide the receipts. Provide the receipts showing that you paid for the PI. Provide the documents. You could have covered up their name and provided documents showing that people money was spent on a PI. But that wasn't provided. None of that was provided. People felt like they didn't have to tell. Y'all addressed and told them they didn't have to tell the name. You're wrong. You're wrong. Anytime you accept money, just like GoFundMe, if you accept any money from the community, you must be transparent with the people who support and fight for you. If you don't believe that the people that have the boots on the ground deserve to know what's going on, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. If you think that I don't deserve to know what's going on, remember, I made the sacrifice to help get justice. What did y'all sacrifice? Nothing. Remember, when the wave stood up and people went against, it was my followers and supporters that was on motherfucking asses left and right. They was on bitches' ass left and right. They ain't know where the shots were coming from, but they was on their ass. Even to this day, they still on their ass. Can you tell me one time out of this whole scenario that y'all ever defended my name one time? But we can know 1,000,000 times that Polo's defended the Davis name. It's not about having spotlight. It's not about views. It's about keeping it real. You got to keep it real with people who keep it real with you. Not one time did you defend my name. Even tell people, hey, man, I had him go down there, made a post, I had him go down there, sit in, and this and that. Nah, you ain't do that either. Not one time. I didn't go down there because I just decided to go down there. But not one time did you defend my name when people were like, oh, you down there harassing the lady, this and this and this and that. When that wasn't even what it was. But I accepted that. I wore that. I ate that. No problem. Even when y'all wanted me to get the license plates of the car they were driving, you remember that? Not one time did I send you that. I don't play them games. That ain't got nothing to do with justice for Joe or what they license plate is. I don't play them games. I don't do that. But not one time did you keep it P. Not one time when people were like, oh man, this what's going on. Nah. Not one time. And nah, ain't no man chill out. It's the truth. And one thing about the truth is, man, you gotta stand on it. You gotta stand on it. People like, oh, why are you attacking the Davis? Well, let me remind you of something. Before the world knew anything and knew what was going on, what took place, in the episodes, what led to what, before the people knew anything, only thing people knew was hate in their heart for one side of the family. Everybody knew nothing but rage for one side of the family. That's it. One side. The world was under oppression. That one side was so terrible, so bad, so evil. Regardless of if they right or if they justice or the wrongs that they do, the world was made to believe, or the energy was put in the atmosphere to hate, to criticize, to tear down one side. So when you say that, why people are attacking or why Polo doing, because it's simple fact is, if you can't keep it real with the person that's on the side with you, or the people that got their boots on the ground, because it ain't just me, the people who got the boots on the ground, then something ain't right. Something ain't right. So that will open up the door to pay attention and look deeper, because everything was told left. Everything was told left. So when a nigga went ahead and started paying attention, digging in, well, guess what? It ain't just on this side of the family. It ain't just on this side of the family or who failed or who didn't do what. Because just as much as you feel like these people wrong, just as much you gotta look yourself in the mirror and say you wrong. That's why. And to a person who even standing on the same side of you, and they reaching out to you, trying to help you correct your error, and telling you where y'all wrong at, and for you not to pay attention and go against it, it's bias. When I tried to reach out and talk to y'all, it was going in one ear out the other. And the same shit was going on, but no correction was made. No transparency was made. Nobody did the right thing. People allowed it to keep going on. Allowed it to keep going on. So guess what? When the truth and everything hit the fan, y'all ain't in the clear no either. Y'all failed too. A lot of shit y'all did, y'all was wrong at. And when that shit come back and it hit you, you can't be mad, because them people over there woo that. Them people there woo that. They took that. They ate that. When the world turned against them and was against them, when everybody was against them, even when us was, and I was speaking against them, they ate that. They ate that. They ate that. Everything people said that was wrong about. So when you look yourself in the mirror, you got to say what you wrong about. Everything y'all did wrong, and you got to hold yourself accountable for the same shit. You can't throw rocks and hide your hand. You got to hold yourself accountable for the same shit that you didn't do. Because just as much y'all say these people didn't do nothing, what have y'all did? Nothing. What boots have y'all put on the ground? Nothing. You know why the people ain't get that statement done like they supposed to? Because y'all was supposed to come up there, but y'all didn't. Y'all was supposed to make sure y'all talk to that person, but y'all didn't. The person that was key with y'all supposed to make sure it happened. Y'all didn't. Y'all was supposed to go up there and do a march, but y'all didn't. Y'all was supposed to go up there and boots on y'all ground, but y'all didn't. But y'all didn't. Everything that y'all criticized them people of doing, what did y'all do to back up what y'all were trying to do? Nothing. Nothing. And then you sit back and you play in my face. When I'm breaking it down to you, I'm getting to you raw. You smile in my face, play up under me, get these people to donate this money to a righteous cause, and then you tell these people who donate their money that you can't tell them nothing. Only thing you came and did was tell them that you obtained a PI. That's it. That's all. That's all the information you could give them. That's it. Out of everything they have contributed to the cause, that's it. And you think for a second that's supposed to sit? They supposed to accept that? That's what it's supposed to be? Nah, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. And then when I tell y'all, I say, man, address these people, talk to these people, communicate with these people. I made Tasha the moderator inside the private group, the chambers, Tasha was the moderator. She could talk to the group, say whatever to the group, talk to them people, because them the supporters. Them supporters inside the private chamber. Do you think that she had a conversation amongst them people? No. She made one post since she was in that room, and that was inside them chambers, and I was saying that they're going to give her an update. That didn't happen till 2 days later, just to tell the same people that, hey, we obtained the PI, and that's that. To tell me you said thank you, I didn't give a fuck about no thank you. Y'all was just talking behind my back. I can't talk behind your back and then say thank you. That don't go hand in hand. That's not real. That's not genuine. May I remind you? Let me say this again. Everything that I have did for you, boots that I placed on the ground, everything I have did for you. I have not asked you for not one red cent. Everything that I have did for you, for the movement, I haven't asked for one red cent from y'all. Not one penny. But do you think in your heart, common courtesy, did you think at any time, did you offer me a hot meal, a soda, a water, a burger, shrimp pasta, hell, a cut water? No, you didn't. At all. But you got all the people that will follow me. Remember, these was my followers. These people came about and they donated their money. Donated money to the baby mama. Regardless if it's $1,000 or $2,000, they donated the money. And for the PI, they donated. Countless of people donated. Countless of people donated. Did you at any time give these people any type of information on how much the PI cost, how much was made or donated, how much was the goal? Well, we obtained the PI and this the receipt on that, so people know that, hey man, your money went towards the PI. Because one thing about when you start lying, then you gotta show everything. There's no such thing as I could just tell you this. That don't work like that. It don't work like that. You gotta be fully transparent because you have already lied before. And you didn't correct that. You didn't correct that. So you damn right. Then people want transparency. And let's be honest with you, the real fallout really didn't happen until y'all see me kept pushing for transparency. All my followers know this. This fallout ain't happened because out the blue. It happened when I started demanding that y'all be transparent to the people who supporting y'all. The people who donate their money. Like, bro, every time my supporters, they feel like, hey man, let's make sure Cut got him some to drink or a hot meal. I don't ask them. No, people do it themselves. And guess what? I get them full transparency. When people wanted to do something for the homeless people, full transparency. They went and bought that stuff, packaged that stuff, paid their money, sent that stuff for them people to have soap or whatever the fuck they had. It was full transparency. And for another thing, for the people is, man, who felt like Polo need some money on Facebook, I blow $5,000 in the casino with my own money. I do $10,000 a month of my own money. I do $10,000. I generate 10 grand a month. Sports betting. I was doing this beforehand. And everybody know, if you're a content creator, you don't make no money till every 30 days. If you make money this month, you won't receive that check until the end of next month. So please stop saying Polo doing it for Facebook money. You only get that once every 30 days, and you don't get it the same month. You get it 30 days later. From the closing period of the pay period. Do your homework. And Polo don't get paid off views, and I have over 5 million of them a month. Y'all gotta start making it make sense. I have more than one thing going. I have a private group for sports bettors. I have a group of sports bettors at the casino. You know, it's a lot of things going on there. And when you're a grown man, you gotta have multiple ways of getting paid. You can't just rely on one way. Always remember that. One thing about this situation is, man, you gotta be transparent. You gotta be transparent. You gotta be transparent, man. You gotta be transparent with the people, man. Regardless. Anytime you getting it. Anytime you getting it. Anytime you getting it, dog. Know what I mean? And then another thing is, it's not like people ain't seen the people that they hate so bad. It's not like people ain't seen the person they hate so bad since Dro left this earth. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. But there's no need for me to keep going on and on. I said what I had to say. And I highly doubt that people gonna go live and say Polo lying, Polo wrong, and all this other shit, because that would be foolish. Because it's not like I didn't make contact with the family. It's not like they didn't reach out to me and ask for certain things to be handled. Well, they did. They got handled. Boots got put on the ground. But when it was time for y'all to put y'all boots on the ground in return, y'all didn't. Y'all used the people to put the boots on the ground for y'all. And when it was time for y'all to show y'all boots on the ground, y'all wasn't there. Y'all wasn't present. So you gotta ask yourself, do people really want justice? Do people really want icing? Or people just got a point to prove on social media? The Gainesville, the City Hall, TPD, the block, the cone, the avenue, ain't seen certain individuals in 2 months. 2 months. 2 months. 2 months. And I have stressed time and time again. Time and time again. Time and time again. Hey, man, y'all get up here. Handle y'all business. Y'all get up here, handle y'all business. Put these boots on the ground. Do what you gotta do. Because it's a righteous cause. You have a righteous cause, and if you want your answers, you got the right to get your answers, because that's what you want. And that's for anybody. Anybody feel like any of their family members have ever been done wrong, or something ain't right, something ain't making sense, you obligated and you have the right to get them answers. Regardless of what nobody say, how anybody feel, if that's your loved one and you care about them. It could be your girlfriend, it could be your husband, it could be your wife, it could be anybody. It could be anybody. If you care about them and you feel like something didn't happen the way it say it happened, then you are entitled to get whatever answers you want or go fight for whatever answer you want. But you gotta go put the boots on the ground. You gotta go handle your business. You can't worry about what nobody else say, what nobody else feel, what nobody else think. If you want answers like you claim you want answers, man, you gotta go out there and go get them. You gotta go work harder than the people that supporting you. You gotta be that front line of defense, and everybody else gonna be behind you. That's just what it is. I don't know. They supposed to be they supposed to do a march. They supposed to meet up in Gainesville on March 28th. I think that's a Saturday. Which The city hall is closed on a Saturday. The police department closed on a Saturday. Hell, the police don't be open on the weekend around here. So that's some shit that should be done on a weekday, not a weekend. The most important people is not working on the weekend. Yeah. What your comedy is? Let me see something. What a comedy is. Let me see what a comedy is. You ain't gotta drop no comment. You actually could join the live. Send a request to join the live. It's 2 minute comments. Now, if you could join the live, you want to. Send a request. You could send a request to join the live. I don't have time to read no comments. If you want to join the live, you could join the live. Or what? So just send a request to join the live, and I'll add you on to the live. I don't have no time to ignore your comment. That's a comment. You can hit the join the live button, and I just add you on to the live. That don't make no sense. You telling me I'm ignoring your comment when you could just hit the join the live button, and I add you on. Why should I have to read a comment when you could hit the button to join the live? That don't make sense. That don't make sense, man. Come on, man. At some point in time, man, we gotta act like grown folks. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know I would add anybody to the live. So let's don't make it seem like I'm annoying a comment. I know all comments. You could just hit the button, I will add you to the live. You still have time, because I got something I need to do, but I will hold this live and let you add yourself to it. That's all you gotta do. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. You say I'm annoying your comment, but I ain't seen that button pop up for you to join the live. Come on, man. Y'all gotta make it make sense, man. I would never allow people to continue to play in my face. Once we have crossed that bridge of playing, there's no point of return. Like, hit the button. I will add you to the live. You still got time. But it would take that long to hit that button. And whoever hearted that comment, who put a like on that comment, y'all ridiculous too, because y'all foolish. What you should have a comment was, join the live. Come on, man. Like, y'all, make it make sense. Okay. Yeah. All right. I had already tried to hit your line before. I called you, and I talked to you about it. Everything I have said, I have addressed. But there's no need to go on about it. You're not joining the live. You're not being transparent. That's the problem. And that's the problem I have with it. Everybody want to talk on the phone and talk this secret society shit or what's up, but nobody put it on the floor. You know what I mean? Talking on the phone ain't got nobody nowhere but in the whole goddamn circle. A whole circle. And then y'all sit back and y'all laugh and play in people's faces after y'all done talk to people on the phone. Well, put that shit on the floor, join the live, say what you got to say, address me like I'm addressing y'all, and it's transparency. There's doing nobody can misconstrue nobody's words, make up no words, say somebody said this and then say this. Know what I mean? All you have to do is just join the live. Know what I mean? That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now y'all don't want to join the live. Because remember, know what I mean? Everybody was on the same team. But everything I do in this project, I'm going to always bring the receipts. And the crazy part about it is, y'all know I got the receipts. Y'all know this. That's why I want y'all to join the live, because you know I got the receipts. Why I got to pay attention to a comment? It's not about bringing no attention, because that's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted the world to believe this. And then when Polo realized that a lot of stuff ain't adding up, it's not Polo want attention. But one of the same people that were getting attention for this movement, one of the same person getting attention for this movement, make it make sense. Put that shit on the floor. Keep it all the way real. Keep it G. Remember, I didn't give myself the name Cutwater Davis. I didn't give myself that name. Let's be honest. Stop the bullshit. Keep it all the way G. Keep it all the way real. I asked you to join the live. It don't take them but 5 minutes. But you tell me I could have called you. Well, you know, you could have told the people what y'all did with the money. Because we could speak about what really happened with all that money. Don't text Polo. Please don't. Keep that shit G. Keep it all the way real. Keep it all the way real. Because I will always deliver. I don't miss. Remember, I didn't laugh in y'all face. I didn't play behind y'all back. I was always that person that was going to bite for y'all. When anybody spoke against the Davis family, I was there. My supporters was there. They defended y'all. But when it came around for y'all to do the same thing in return, y'all ain't had nothing but excuses. All us, the supporters, it was all a mission. It was justice for Dro. It wasn't about no this and that. But y'all deep down inside had a different agenda. It was deeper than that. All I asked you was, join the live. Why should I gotta read a comment when you could join the live? Yeah, I know. Nobody ain't joining you. You got so much clout from off our name. Baby, I've been doing this shit before y'all even came about. They should have told you it's better to keep it real with Polo when he dealing with you or doing business with you. Because by not keeping it real, having me projecting things that might not be accurate or false, you did it to yourself. By you standing behind me and having me project certain things and saying things, and y'all was supporting that, and y'all knew was wrong, y'all was Flaw, not Polo. Polo wasn't Flaw. Y'all made it seem as everything that was being projected was facts. Polo did his job and dug it up and realized it wasn't. Now Polo Flaw, Polo fake, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Y'all only got the following because Polo brought receipts. That's it. That's it. But you won't join the live. It's obvious. It's obvious. Remember, I wasn't laughing in y'all face. Y'all were laughing in mine. But y'all not laughing no more. It ain't funny no more. Now it's Polo chasing clout. Oh, but who really chasing clout? Because y'all weren't keeping it G. Y'all weren't telling the truth. Y'all weren't being transparent. Y'all was spreading lies, and y'all knew they were lies. So who really chasing clout? Y'all made people hate people, and y'all didn't even have no fights to support what you were saying. So who was chasing clout? Who really was? That person that's not biased, when I realize that you bullshitting and you lying, I'm going to address you first in private. I'm going to address you again on your own. And then you still don't correct it, and you still think I'm supposed to stand behind that? Oh, no. And I'm going to let the people that I have been in front of so many times, I'm going to let them know the same thing. Because when I was spreading all that bullshit, or I was spreading shit that wasn't fully accurate, or some that needed more detail, I did it in front of the world. I didn't do it on the phone. I didn't do it on Messenger. I did it live. So in return, you got to do it live. You got to address the people just like you addressed the people before. It wasn't no private call. When all the negativity going on, it wasn't in private. It was on FaceTime. It was live for the world to see. But when it come back around 360, it's not funny no more. It's not funny no more. But once again, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. All the fake accounts, people who feel the way you feel. Always remember, Polo not fazed by your comments. Polo care less about your negative comments. There's nothing you can say that could break Polo. It's obvious. Polo gonna stand 10 toes, and if you wrong, I'm gonna correct you. Just cause I fuck with you or straight with you, don't mean I'm gonna be biased. That's what y'all wanted. Well, That's not what you get.